The Arizona Cardinals handed a rookie running back $53 million in fully guaranteed money. Every dollar locked in on day one. The largest fully guaranteed rookie contract in NFL history at the position. Notre Dame product, Jeremiah Love, is now the highest running back taken in the draft since Saquon Barkley in 2018, and the highest selected by the franchise since Garrison Hurst in 1993. Third overall, generational money, generational pressure. And here is the line nobody on YouTube has touched yet. One day, 3 selection on this same Cardinals board owns tape that turned a current SEC offensive line into traffic cones, and the rest of the league is going to regret skipping him. The name comes back later in this video. You will want to remember it. Across the practice field, the offense has been reborn in fingerprints. Head coach Mike LaFleur told Rich Eisen he hoped no one called with a trade offer on pick 3. He wanted love and only love. Third-round quarterback Carson Beck out of Miami is 2 weeks into a new playbook, Texas A and M guard. Chase Besantis brings 6'5", 315 pounds of pulling violence to the second level. Free agent running back Tyler Allgeier arrived from Atlanta on a 2-year, $12.25 million deal. Left guard Isaac Seumalo signed for 3 years and $31.5 million. LaFleur himself comes from the same offensive tree as Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan, but the hire shaping this entire operation happened weeks before a single rookie pulled on a helmet. The fingerprints belong to a name fans did not expect to see standing on the Tempe sideline. The defense is the other half of the equation. Coordinator Nick Rallis survived a brutal 2025 season where his unit gave up 28.7 points a game. The Cardinals released franchise icon Kyler Murray, watched him land in Minnesota, and lost veteran defensive end Calais Campbell to Baltimore for what looks like his final season at age 39. Second-year cornerback Will Johnson and second-year defensive tackle Walter Nolan III carried the upside flag for the whole unit. But the NFC West did not pause to let the rebuild breathe. One division rival hoisted a Lombardi trophy in February. They have plans for Arizona. Arizona has bigger plans of its own. The road to relevance runs through the toughest division in football, and the Cardinals are stepping on the gas. But before we get into that, hit that like and subscribe button for more Cardinals and all the NFL content. Let's aim for 500 likes on this video. The number jumps off the page before the highlight reel rolls. 40 touchdowns over the last 2 seasons at Notre Dame, an FBS leading mark across the entire country. 3,014 scrimmage yards, 7.2 yards per touch. In 2025 alone, Jeremiah Love ran for 1,372 yards, scored 18 rushing touchdowns, and added 27 catches for 280 receiving yards and 3 more scores. He finished third in Heisman voting, behind Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza and Vanderbilt quarterback Diego Pavaya. He took home the Doak Walker Award as the top running back in college football. He logged 21 all-purpose touchdowns in 1 season, the most in Notre Dame program history, surpassing Jerome Bettis. The traits explain why the Cardinals refused to trade down. 6 foot, 212 pounds, contact balance, vision, hands soft enough to motion him out wide and run a defined route tree. Head coach Marcus Freeman told the show, Cover 2, he believes Love has Hall of Fame ceiling if his body cooperates, and the reasoning is straightforward. The Notre Dame coaching staff lined him up in the backfield, in the slot, and as an outside receiver. Defensive coordinators had no clean way to bracket him. Put a linebacker on him in space and he wins the route. Put a defensive back on him in the box and he runs through tackles. He drew 228 rushing yards on USC in October. Against teams with NFL talent at every level, he averaged the same 6.9 yards per carry he averaged the year before. The contract math matters because the Cardinals are not paying him only to sell jerseys, though his Cardinals jersey ranked 7th in sales among 2026 rookies. $53 million in fully guaranteed cash, $35 million signing bonus. a fifth-year team option waiting at the end. General Manager Monty Ossenfort said the goal at pick 3 was an impact player, and Love produced an FBS leading touchdown total without playing a snap of professional football. The Arizona offense finished second to last in rushing yards per game at 93.1 a year ago. The man fixing the run game is also wearing jersey number 4. The way he is going to be deployed under the new staff changes the math entirely. Head coach Mike LaFleur signed a 5-year contract in February to replace fired head coach Jonathan Gannon. He spent the previous 3 seasons as the Los Angeles Rams offensive coordinator under Sean McVay. Before Los Angeles, he ran the New York Jets offense under Robert Saleh. Before New York, he coached under Kyle Shanahan in Cleveland, Atlanta, and San Francisco, including a run as the 49ers passing game coordinator from 2017 to 2020. The Shanahan tree pedigree is the entire reason ownership hired him. Outside zone runs, play-action bootlegs, pre-snap motion, the kind of offense Kyren Williams ran in Los Angeles last year for 1,500-plus rushing yards. The kind of offense Allgeier and Jeremiah Love are about to inherit. The old regime is gone, and the new system is loud. Former coordinator Drew Petzing took the Detroit Lions offensive coordinator job, ending 3 years of predictable Arizona play calling. LaFleur spent his first press conference at Minicamp talking about the cadence as a weapon. Get the defensive line jumping. Disguise the snap. Force linebackers to second-guess assignments. The previous Cardinals offense had no answer for early defensive penetration because the snap timing barely varied. The new playbook has motion built into every formation, with the running back, the tight end, or the receiver shifting before the ball moves. Texas A and M product Chase Besantis was drafted specifically to climb to the second level and seal linebackers on those zone concepts. The receiver room benefits next. Marvin Harrison Jr. played 12 games last season behind a concussion, an emergency appendectomy, and a season-ending foot injury. He caught 41 passes for 608 yards and 4 touchdowns, well short of the rookie line he posted as a top 5 draft pick. Tight end Trey McBride stayed healthy and stayed elite, the bright spot of the entire offense. Receiver Michael Wilson broke out as the most targeted player when Harrison was unavailable. New free agent addition Kendrick Bourne signed from San Francisco to add veteran depth, replacing the departed Greg Dortch. The pieces are here. The play caller is new. The question is whether the quarterback throwing them the ball is the one already on the contract. The Cardinals took Carson Beck with the 65th overall pick in the 3rd round, the first quarterback taken on day 2 of the draft. Beck spent 3 years as the backup at Georgia under head coach Kirby Smart, then started 2 seasons in Athens, winning a heavy schedule of SEC games against NFL-caliber defenses. He tore the ulnar collateral ligament in his elbow late in 2024, transferred to Miami for a 5th year under head coach Mario Cristobal, and rebuilt his draft stock against ACC competition. 6'4", natural thrower, quick processor. Multiple NFL draft analysts called him the best value of the 3rd round. The reason this pick matters more than the pick number suggests sits one locker away from his stall. Veteran Jacoby Brissett, the team's stated starting quarterback for 2026, is holding out of voluntary OTAs in pursuit of a new contract. He started most of last season after Kyler Murray went down with a foot injury and posted a 64.9% completion rate, a 6.7 yards per attempt average, and a touchdown rate of 4.6%. He was sacked 30 times in that stretch, second most in the league, behind one of the most injured offensive lines in football. The team signed Gardner Minshew II to a 1-year, $8 million deal as veteran insurance. The mandatory minicamp date sits on June the 8th. The math behind the leverage is simple. If Brissett holds out into mandatory minicamp, Minshew takes the snaps and Beck absorbs the playbook faster than expected. ESPN reporter Josh Weinfuss said the plan is for the rookie to sit and watch unless he outplays the quarterbacks ahead of him in camp. The general manager said the same thing on SiriusXM, calling it an open competition. The cleanest path forward is Brissett signs a new deal. Beck redshirts behind him, and Minshew holds the bridge spot. The riskier and louder path is Beck plays earlier than anyone expected. Either way, the rest of this draft class has one name. With tape, no one in the building has stopped watching since pick 104. Round 4, pick 104. Southeastern Louisiana defensive end, Caleb Proctor. The hook from the trailer pays off here. Proctor was the Southland Conference Defensive Player of the Year in 2025. 6'2", 295 pounds. He generated 39 pressures across his final college season, including 9 sacks, 4 quarterback hits, and 26 hurries. His Pro Football Focus grade hit 86.5 on the year. His tape against LSU is the calling card. Borderline elite athleticism on the interior, the same trait next to fellow second-year defender Walter Nolan III that defensive coordinator Nick Rallis has been begging the front office for. Mock drafts had him going earlier. He was sitting at pick 104 because most NFL scouts skipped FCS film. The rest of the day 2 and day 3 haul fills holes that broke this team a year ago. Second-round pick Chase Basantis out of Texas A&M was a 3-year starting left guard. He allowed only 1 sack last season and 6 across his entire college career. The Cardinals plan to start him on the interior next to Isaac Sumalo and Paris Johnson Jr., building a left side wall Jeremiah Love will run behind 1,000 times this fall. 5th-round Texas Tech receiver Reggie Virgil brings 6'3" of contested catchability with a 4.57 40 time. He was the Red Raiders' leading receiver as a Senior Bowl riser, and a top 30 visit for Arizona before the draft. 6th round, Iowa linebacker Carson Beck is the special teams ace this roster has been missing since the Jeff Rodgers era ended. 3 straight seasons of 75 plus PFF grades across special teams units in college. New special teams coordinator Michael Gobriel has a role waiting for him on day 1. 7th round, Ole Miss tackle Jaden Williams lands as the developmental right tackle of the future, with a 78.5 pass blocking grade in 2025. Williams told the media he is fully aware the draft is the floor, not the ceiling. The mindset matches the staff. Now the staff has to drag this team out of the deepest division in football, and the climb is steep. The Seattle Seahawks won Super Bowl 60 after the 2025 season with quarterback Sam Darnold, who left Minnesota in free agency the offseason before. The Kevin O'Connell pipeline produced a Lombardi trophy in 1 year. The same Kevin O'Connell who just signed Kyler Murray to compete with second-year quarterback J.J. McCarthy in Minnesota. The Cardinals went 3-14 against this division and the rest of the league a year ago. Seattle plays twice on the schedule. The defending champion. The same offense, the same coaching staff, the same wide receivers. Arizona has the assignment of beating them in State Farm Stadium at least once. The Los Angeles Rams replaced Mike LaFleur as offensive coordinator and drafted Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson to develop behind Matthew Stafford. Sean McVay still runs the show, still calls the plays. The Cardinals know the system better than any team in the league because their head coach built half of it. The first divisional matchup with the Rams is going to feel like a chess match between brothers who learned the same opening from the same teacher. The 49ers are still the 49ers. Kyle Shanahan, Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey when healthy. The same outside zone tree the Cardinals are installing. Familiarity goes both ways inside this division. The Cardinals finished 32nd in the NFL in rushing yards per game last season at 93.1. They scored only 9 rushing touchdowns the entire year, the fewest of any team behind the Raiders. The defense gave up the 6th most yards in the league at 357.7 per game, and the 4th most points at 28.7 per game. There is no version of climbing this mountain without help on both sides of the ball, and the help came in waves this offseason. The schedule released on Thursday, May the 14th. The schedule will dictate the climb, But the move shaping this entire season was not a draft pick. It was not a free agent signing. It was a coordinator hire. Most of the fan base groaned at when the press release dropped. The reveal is the offensive coordinator, Nathaniel Hackett. The same Nathaniel Hackett who went 4-11 as Denver Broncos head coach in 2022 and got fired before the season finale. The same Nathaniel Hackett who served as New York Jets offensive coordinator under Aaron Rodgers in 2023 and 2024, presiding over an offense the Jets fan base wanted gone. The hire looked, at first glance, like a desperation grab from a first-time head coach with no name recognition. The full picture is more interesting, and the connective tissue is family. Hackett spent 3 years from 2019 to 2021 as the Green Bay Packers offensive coordinator. He did not call the plays. Matt LaFleur did. Aaron Rodgers won back-to-back NFL MVP awards in that window. The Packers offense ranked in the top 5 league-wide in both years. The familiarity Matt and Hackett built in Green Bay is the same familiarity Mike LaFleur is now leveraging in Arizona, except Mike calls the plays here as well. Hackett sets the menu. He installs the run game concepts. He runs the meetings, while the head coach handles the bigger picture of building a team from the ground up. The structure mirrors the one that turned a fired head coach in Denver back into the second most valuable coordinator in football during his Green Bay run. The play caller is Mike LaFleur. Make no mistake, Sean McVay said it. The Cardinals press release said it. LaFleur said it. Hackett is the experienced lieutenant a 38-year-old first-time head coach needs in his ear when the headset goes silent. He is the veteran who has lived through every variation of NFL chaos, including being fired. Defensive coordinator Nick Rallis kept his job because Mike wanted continuity on the back half of the building. Special teams coordinator Michael Gobrial came in from the Giants for the same reason. The LaFleur family football empire has plans. The plans have a number attached to them, and the number is going to make division rivals nervous. The Cardinals are going to win 8 games minimum. 8, not 6. Not 7, 8. The win total at FanDuel sits at 4.5 with the over juice toward the under, and the line is wrong. The roster has more talent than the win total reflects. Jeremiah Love, Tyler Allgeier, and James Conner carry a 3-back rotation, built for 280 rushing attempts. Trey McBride is a top 3 tight end in football. Marvin Harrison Jr. plays a full season, finally healthy, and approaches the rookie production he posted in 2024. Michael Wilson holds the slot. Kendrick Bourne moves the chains. The offense alone keeps Arizona in 9 games. The defense in years 1 and 2 of Nick Rallis ranked top half of the league. He gets one more chance and one more healthy season, and the rebound is coming. The division stakes claim that closes the loop from the trailer is this. The Cardinals beat Seattle in State Farm Stadium this year. They beat the defending Super Bowl champions. Sam Darnold is going to find out. The Cardinals defense at full health is a different unit than the one he watched on film from 2025. The Rams matchup gets split 1-1 because the brothers cancel each other out. The 49ers stay above the Cardinals in the standings, but the gap closes. The roster jumped from 3-14 to 8-9 in 12 months, which is the largest one-year leap in franchise modern history if it lands. Argue the prediction in the comments. Argue the win total. Argue the Seattle pick. The point is to argue. Hit like, subscribe, and drop your Cardinals record prediction in the comments. Tell me which game you already circled on the schedule, and stay locked in, because the full UDFA tracker breakdown is coming next.